Hey, how are you? Welcome to this week's Everyone Update. An Everyone Update, in case you don't know, is something that's aimed only at anyone I am working with, anyone that's got a test coming up, anyone that's got lessons booked and it might be really far away but they're not taking them yet, or anybody who has said to me, oh, if you ever get any cancellations, could you let me know? So I'm talking to you. Hello. So five things every week that I try to bring to life or remind you about or get you to think about. And I wish it was always five new ones, but we always go back around to some of the ones I said before because there's been no significant change or improvement. Five things this week are driving tests and the wait for them, unsupervised learners and, well, I guess what you might call an urban legend and myth, drink driving and the changes that might happen there, scheduling lessons and sufficient time to pass the test, and study aids. So tests then. Driving tests, when I looked today, today were offered for February. So February is now when you get a date if you try and book a test, and that's ages away and it ain't gonna get any better. And winter months are coming, so they'll do less 7 a.m. maybe they might even get rid of an 8 a.m. test, I'm not sure. They won't do one in the afternoon at 3:30 or 4, so there'll be less tests. What else happens in winter? People get ill, colds, snotty noses, all that affects everyone, driving examiners included, so I expect them to sort of be off ill and what have you. So it's only going to get worse. People still haven't understood the 10-day rule, so they're still booking tests often before they've even got any lessons, and then they try and find someone desperately to teach them, and anybody that's got any sense, in the most part, will go no, because you don't want to be bringing someone you've never met for a test, you've never seen them drive, and they're just telling you how good they are. Oh, I've had £1 for every time I get one of them calls. And I can tell you straight out, in all the time I've done this, right, which is what, 8 years, in all the time I've done this, only once has the person ever been as good as they try to let me think they are, with the whole, oh, I'm really good and I've done all this practice and rah, can you take me from a test? And I don't never do that without checking their driving. I'd be mad to do that. That said, it's always a but. One of my driving instructor friends who I trust said to me, can you take them? They're good enough. I'd do it, I would. But other than that, So that just means they're scratching around to find somebody, and then they can't find somebody, and then they vacate the test at the last minute and sometimes on the day, and that's it. The test is wasted. And currently, and at least when I've looked at it, you can't buy that test up that day. So let's pretend today's Monday and Bob has rang me and Bob's like, oh, I've got a test tomorrow, can you help me? And I'm, Bob, sorry mate. And then anyone I know who's any good goes, no, Bob, sorry mate. And then Bob's now, oh my god. So he might go online and cancel that test. He won't get his money back because he's broke the refund rules. But we were supposed to be able to go and buy those tests, and I haven't seen it happen. So they just get wasted. So there's that. The drink drive rules changing. So in Scotland it's been like this for ages, but they talk about either blood or they talk about breath. So you blow into a little part of the side of the road and it's milligrams of breath, and if you used to blow over, I think it's 35, they would go, oh, and they'd run you into the police station and do a blood test, or their other breath machine, like that's a little bit more detailed. That's going to change to 22. That's going to drop right down. So that whole, oh, I can have 5 pints and a pork pie and I'll be all right, oh, that's dodgy. Don't do that. Don't let anyone do that, because think about it for a sec. The minute they introduce a new thing, right, they're going to be hot and all over it. So if you've got a friend, or if you're a friend to someone, don't let them drive over the limit. And then, maybe don't let them drive if they're drunk at all. It's not hard, is it, to just go, oh, here's my keys, or get a cab or whatever. But that's getting into an argument for another day. But it's coming. The change is coming. The problem with it will be, though, it takes forever to get a change through Parliament. So at the minute it's consultation, and it's going to take, it needs to be voted in and all this, and it has to be important enough for them to talk about that and not housing, or them and not immigration, or that and not solar panels or whatever. So it might not get to the top of the list quickly enough to get done anytime soon. The other thing they want to do is say that if you're 70 or over, in which when you're 70 and over, your license has to renew every 3 years. So it's temporary extended, and as long as you haven't got health conditions that would limit you from driving. And as you know, there's a whole sea of conditions you're meant to report that could affect your ability to drive or suspend your entitlement. So they're talking about anyone that's over 70 that fails the eyesight test, that's it, license gone. Again, I'd be interested to see that this week. And someone said to me yesterday at a family party, actually, oh yeah, what's all this about learners only have to take 20 hours now, they can go and drive by themselves? No, it's just another internet rumor. I can't imagine that'll ever be true, because think about it for a minute, you know, corruption is everywhere, right? In any kind of anywhere money changes hands, really, or people are desperate, and driving tests are no different. So you can get unscrupulously ripped off for driving tests. You know, someone will promise you a test, you pay through the backside for it, and either there is no test, and that's mostly the way it goes, or they're flogging you someone else's test who doesn't even know their test is being sold on. So with this unsupervised learner driver thing, it's going to go down the same rabbit hole, because if you think of the value, right, of being able to go and drive unsupervised with some bit of paper that said, I've done 20 hours with Fred, the driving instructor, and then the plod go, yeah, all right, we'll let you off. Can you imagine that, what that's worth to someone who would pay that money? So 20 hours, right? What's that with me? 800 quid, yeah. 20 hours with me is 800. So I can see people selling that concept on for £2,000, because think you can just go around for ages and no one's going to bother you. I can't see it happening. I think it's just internet guff, and true, don't believe everything you read. Right, booking lessons. I know I've gone on about it and on about it and on about it, but I still get, oh, I haven't got any lessons, oh, I've got a test, oh, can I have one more? No, where am I going to pull these lessons out of? You've had my schedule for 1 year up front. If you've been with me long enough, 1 year in advance. Every day off I've got, every weekend I'm doing, every evening I'm working, it's in there. And you just got to get in front of it and get them scheduled. And to wait until the week before you test and then go, oh, we've got no more lessons. I'll try and help you, I always do. But I've either got to let someone down, and how's that fair to them when they've tried really hard and they've booked it in advance in good faith? Or I'm pulling magic out of that rabbit hat, like, oh my god, yeah, all right, do you know what, I won't go to my my mum's birthday party, or do you know what, I won't go and see my kids in Wales, or do you know what, I won't attend a family function. That's where these lessons come from. I don't mind helping, but you could help me by helping you by scheduling lessons, right? So 60 hours minimum. It don't matter if you don't do 60 hours. If you don't do them, we don't need them, you're not going to do them. I'm not going to bill you for them, as long as you give me notice of a cancellation. So book way past what you think you need. Book way past any driving test. Minimum 12 hours past the driving test. 3, 4, 5... No, 12 weeks, right? 12 weeks past any driving test. Minimum of 12 hours. So you could do one every other week, one every third week. That bit's not important. But if they cancel your test, and they will, at times of the year, snow, wind, hurricane, Bob, driving examiners have all got the shits at the test centre, anything's going to happen. Think about a working environment, right? You know, so-and-so's got a cold, and everyone's got a cold. So-and-so's got sickness and diarrhea, and then everyone's got it, because you all handle the same teaspoon and the same teacup. That's just what happens in close packed environments. So I can just see a sea of cancellations from October to March, or maybe October to February, and there's nowhere else to put the test because the tests have all gone. So then they shunt you 3, 6, 8 weeks away, if you're lucky, and then you've got no lessons. How are you going to get your practice in? So it's an old record, and I keep playing it, but if everybody planned well, I wouldn't have to. And I just got to say it so that you don't feel like, oh, you didn't tell me. Oh, I have told you. I really have. So there's that. So please get that done. And then study aids. I pay a fortune for these things, and I'm paying people for their content, and they're going, yep, you can let 20 people use it, 30 people use it. So if you want it, that's fine. Use it. Please use it. And if you want proof that it works, right, go on my Facebook page, Google, corporate website, whatever, and hearing people's own words. Oh my God, I passed my test. I was really nervous. I can't believe it. I read this book. I did this app. I did this work. I followed this process. And guess what? I was successful. It's not like sort of mumbo jumbo or whatever. It's stuff that works. It's based in psychology. Psychology works. It's getting the mind to think and work in a given way, to let it accept this and not accept that, to choose to be like this or feel like this and not to choose to feel and be like that. And it sounds easy when you write it down, but there's stuff in there and it's gold. And I really encourage you to use it because I know it works. I know it works. So there you go. There's your 5 things today. So tests are currently February. It's going to get worse. There's no such thing as unsupervised learners who can do 20 hours and then drive around by himself. The drink drive limit's changing, and anyone over 70 in terms of an eyesight test might lose their license. Book your lessons way past any test date. Use your study apps. So I hope that's helpful. As ever, if you've got any questions, let me know. And oh yeah, do you know what would really help me? If you wouldn't mind, right, like or subscribing this YouTube channel, because it then creates like the window where other people might see it, and someone I don't know and someone you not know might actually watch one of the videos about whatever it is and go, oh my God, that's really helpful. Someone we'll never meet, but I reach them because I've reached you, and then somehow they reach me because of you, and they've learned something new, or they've got a new tactic, or they learn not to put up with someone that's treating them like crap. Like, you know, some driving instructor that picks his nose all the time and just cancels. They think that's normal. And it's so destroying when I meet these people and they're like, I wish I'd come to you 40 hours ago and £1,000 ago, because what have I been doing? So thank you for working with me. Like and subscribe. Tell me what you want on this channel. All right. Thanks. Bye.